it won't last so much longer. So I cherish every moment near tonight. I saw the lights through my screens, warm like a blanket, everything you got. You see this feeling like I am part of the world you have. Over there you show the world you have around you to me, and in a bit to the world that you are in. The stars moving us lit up, and I got covered with your words, though I was not there. In a bit to the world that you are in. I suck penis. So what's up, everybody? Sora the closet anime fan. I think everybody knows this, but I don't really watch anime though. Actually, there's this one anime called what is it? No Game No Life. I kind of want to watch it, just because I'm a weeb and I play games, right? And weebs tend to like things when there's like anime and games like together, and if there's a person who speaks Japanese, it's like even better, right? Can I ask you guys something? So I'm gonna assume that like 90% of my viewers are weebs, right? And I know there are some people who are not weebs, but I'm saying like 90% of the people here are weebs. Like, the definition of Thank you so much for the donation, Blaze. You look like you would enjoy anime. I get that, actually. I get that from like a lot of people. So many people told me this in Japan. And I've gotten it from the people like that are not Japanese as well. Yeah, I get this, but what I mean is like, so the thing about it is like, people usually tell me something like, oh, you look like you watch anime, which didn't make any sense to me like till recently, but I finally get it. Yeah, right. But still. And but thank you so much for the donation though, Blaze. So I have a question. You guys are weebs, right? Like 90% of the people here are weebs, and 10% of the people here are not weebs. So the question is, do you guys like to watch anime with subs, or do you with I'm actually curious. And by the way, it doesn't have to be anime, but what I'm talking about is like any Japanese things. And thank you, Christian. I study Japanese, yet I don't watch anime nor read manga. It never appealed to me. Am I still a weeb? Honestly though, the definition of a weeb is like so vague in 2022 that any people can be weebs, right? And see, so like this is what I recently figured out. So 90%, let's just assume that like 90% of the people here are weebs, right? Because I mean, if you like Japan, if you like to watch Japanese things, if you want to go to Japan, you are a weeb. Like that's just how it goes on the internet in 2022. I mean, people think I'm a weeb, right? So, and see, weebs do like subs, like anime with subs, or like things with subs, not like a dubbed version. But yeah, so you might be a weeb, you might not be a weeb, but honestly though, it's not something like you should care about, because like what's wrong with like being a weeb, right? There's nothing wrong with like being a weeb. And I think I talked about this before, but if you come to Japan as a weeb, you'll be insanely popular from my experience. So I think I talked about this one story before, but there was this one nerdy American dude who came to Japan, right? And he literally looks like, let me show you. He literally looks like that one guy. So just go to Google and search nerd, right? And go to picture. Yeah, he kind of looks like this. The glasses were different, but he kind of looked like this. And then I was like, oh, this guy must be a weeb. He probably loves anime. He did. So I became friends with him because he was like, he was actually kind of awkward. Like, he spoke Japanese, but he sounded like a weeb because he obviously does he eat chigi? Probably yes. He likes cheese. Well, he liked cheese when I was friends with him before, but he freaking went back to the States. So he speaks Japanese like an anime character, right? Because he learned Japanese from anime. Like he freaking was like, 俺はそんなことしないよ. And he claimed he was freaking fluent in Japanese still. And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then this guy was never popular in the States, like obviously, right? And let me just read the donation later. So this guy never was popular in the States, but he came to Japan and he got surrounded by so many girls, like Japanese girls, who have a thing for America or who want to know a lot more about Justin Bieber, because Justin Bieber is freaking popular and a lot of people in Japan think Justin Bieber is American, by the way. So the girls were like, are you American? Really? Can I be friends with you? English, okay? I teach Japanese. You, English, okay? And he basically thought he was a freaking genius because he speaks English, right? So he started taking advantage of like that American perks, and he freaking got popular. So I mean, it's just like how it goes in Japan. And Paul, thank you. Hi Sora, I discovered your channel yesterday. Your Japanese is very good, but not yet fluent. Do you watch anime by any chance? Yeah, I use this website called Learn Japanese with Anime.com. Oh, it's an actual thing. It's an actual thing. Wait, what the? Wait, what the? It's an actual thing. Wait, I'm sorry. I was gonna freaking make a meme out of this, but it's an actual thing. I'm sorry. However, it is possible to learn Japanese by using Anime Wall. The key is to complete basic learning such as vocabulary, kanji, and grammar before using anime. Yeah, sure. I mean, it's probably true. Nakechigoro, thank you so much for the donation. Igiris. Thank you so much for telling me that, and thank you so much for the donation. OMG, seriously? You say like it's like a joke, but no, I mean, it's actually useful, by the way. It's actually useful, but if you just use anime only to learn Japanese, it's not gonna work out. I mean, if there are like a lot of things you do, and if watching anime is like one of the resources you have, then yeah, why not? But if you just stick to anime, and if you think like you can learn Japanese well that way, and then like you just are a weeb. So this time, what I wanted to do is this one. I mean, I kind of knew about this one, but like I never watched it. And there are actually so many people who mentioned like this video, right, on YouTube. And so the thumbnail says like no tattoos, right? Do you guys actually think like it's seriously a taboo in Japan to have tattoos? I mean, it's partially true, but no. Sometimes anime dubs are kind of funny. It's always funny, yeah. Maybe hot tubs in the 90s. It's, I mean, if you have a tattoo, if you have like tattoos, then like, yeah, you cannot really go to like a lot of onsens. Would you get a tattoo, Sora? No, never. Maybe the older generation would get upset. They wouldn't get upset, but having tattoos means like you are antisocial, like legitimately. What I mean by that is like actually antisocial. Like you just don't like to socialize with people Like that's just like how people see you as. How? Because um, so Japan is a culture like. Thank you, Chani Bethy Poo Poo. Did you like? Did you like? What? Did you like CRGF applications on Twitter? Thank you so much for the donation. And as learn with anime to Rasengan that people like so. Thank you so much for the donation. Yeah, you can do that too. どうして英語ペラペラなんですか？なんかそういう風に育ってしまったっていうパターンですね。So if you have like tattoos, people will think that you don't like to socialize with people. Well, like you just are way too scary enough for Japanese people to even like talk to you. Aren't tattoos associated with yakuzas in Japan? Yes. So that's kind of one of the things too. Like, if you have tattoos, that just means like, if you mess with me, I'm gonna F you up. Like that's just like really what it means. And I want to check like what she posted on Twitter. Let me check what she posted. So sort of that troll tag, right? Where is it? Thank you, Akechigoro. Yaoi wa suki da. Arigatou gozaimasu. すごい助かります. Thank you so much for the donation. Soradatrol GF application. My dating profile. Introduction. My name is Lemon and I'm a lesbian. Then why I applying for like this thing? I want to marry Sora for just the benefits, but I can continue to date women while he continues to be a virgin. Birthday 4/20/69. Age range 69. Star sign Sora's mom. Blood type. Period. More about me. I want to see your penis. Pros and cons of dating me. Pros, I'll troll the F out of you. Cons, I'll troll the F out of you. Hobbies, troll instead of troll. Say something in Japanese. Vagina, pee-pee, poo. Anything else, penis. It all depends. I mean, I seen a guy covered with anime tattoos, not at all scary looking some dude with Mario's face. It doesn't matter. Like it's just like socially unacceptable to have tattoos on your body. So if you do it, that means you don't want to fit in. You don't like to follow what other people do, which in Japan means that you want to do whatever you want to do, right? So people will see you as a guy who just does things he wants to do, and he doesn't care what other people tell him, right? So that's kind of what it is like. So no tattoos, it's partially true, but at the same time, do you guys know like this one thing called gaijin perks? A lot of like people who are in Japan probably know about it. Well, like a lot of you guys probably know about it though. Gaijin perks, like it's an actual thing. No, what kind of things? No, yes. So gaijins like foreigners, like that's how we say foreigners in Japanese, right? So gaijin perks, basically. So you get a lot of amazing deals and you get a lot of like perks as a foreigner in Japan. What if it's a girl and it's a pretty tattoo like flowers or butterflies? So we can really not make any differences between like those who have like scary tattoos and like those who just have like normal tattoos, because like the definition of being like scary or like being frightening is kind of difficult, right? It's really unclear. So many discounts, you sometimes get that too. I legitimately saw, like I had this like one female friend like when I was back in university like about 9 years ago, right? I went to this restaurant with that girl and like other people, and this American girl freaking got a discount just because like she was an American, and she said something like, "Oh, watashi sengetsu nihon kita, which means like I came to Japan last month, and the guy was like, oh really, so welcome to Japan, you can have this for $1 because you're pretty. And I was like, but yeah, that happens. Wow, your Japanese is good. Thank you. I'm so sorry for being late. You don't have to be sorry. So one thing I have to mention is like, this is what people think Japan is like, right? You never really see stuff like this in Japan, by the way. Hey Sora, do you play video games? Yes, I watch a lot of anime, yes. Where's this? Is this Takeshita Dori kana? Ah, Takeshita Dori da, kore. Harajuku da, Harajuku. This is Harajuku. What do you think about kanji tattoos? If you like them, yeah, why not? But wait, before watching this video, like there are a lot of like foreigners, gaijins, right, who have insane kanji tattoos. So you really have to be careful of like getting tattoos in kanji without knowing like what you have, right? Because I think there was like this one guy who got memed out super hard because he had a tattoo that says like diarrhea in Japanese, like geriben. I mean, this is intentional. Like this is like stupid foreigner, but this is usually intentional, because like from my experience, a lot of like foreigners, as in like a lot of non-Japanese people, like to call themselves like stupid foreigner. Like this is just kind of, yeah. What the fuck? What the Why though? I've used the Baka Gaijin card often. Yeah, I don't know why though, but like, so the thing about it is, I think I covered this in my previous video, but so a lot of non-Japanese people like to call themselves like, you know, stupid foreigners because like they probably want to be funny, or like they want to just make fun of themselves and they just want to act funny, right? But saying baka is kind of like a strong, it's a strong word in Japan. So people usually just kind of, not cringe, but people just don't know how to act when we see stuff like baka gaijin, stuff like this. Because how do I explain this? Like, baka, the word is actually a lot heavier than you guys think. So, and thank you, Clinton. Clinton. My one friend had a sticker on his car that said "Gaikokujin" in awesome gold on black writing. I mean, a lot of people think it's kind of cute and amazing, right? So yeah, I mean, I kind of get it, but I think I posted that one picture before too, but 英語面白いシャツ. So, なんだっけな、これ, yeah, this one's like kind of famous, right? Yeah, this one, diarrhea, see? I posted this like on my channel before, but yeah, this is kind of famous in Japan, like diarrhea shirt, it's a thing, so. And that way.
Complex culture that make it a favorite travel destination of many, but it also makes the country really easy for tourists to embarrass themselves in. Here are 11 things that you should absolutely not do while in Japan. Number 1, don't tip. Tipping is not a part of Japanese culture, and someone will probably come running after.
You know how everybody talks about this everywhere, right? But you know that you actually can, right, by the way? I've been wanting to mention this like for a while. Why do people freaking talk about this like it's seriously a taboo in Japan? You can though. We would be happy if we can get like tips. Like seriously. Why though? You can. If you want to, you can. It's just like we don't have a culture like where we just do it, but you can. What, really? Yeah, you can. The thing about it is like, so people think that Japanese people will be mad if you give them like a tip, right? No, we are not gonna be mad. We will be like, oh, we can't take that because like we don't have a culture for like where we just give tips, right? But we will be happy. We will be like, really? You know what though? I really cannot talk about this that much. I mean, whatever. I mean, I quit the job. So when I was a teacher, I used to get tips before. チップ置いたらお店出た時にウェイターに追いかけられて忘れ物だと思われたんじゃないですかそれ。So I was a teacher before, right? And there was like this one student of mine, and she was like freaking 71 years old or something. As a teacher, yes, as a teacher, yes. You trolling us right? No, I mean I'm serious. Like I actually got tips before, but like I don't know like if I can call that a tip, because, alright, let me explain. So, a student gave you a tip, yes, but let me explain. So like I used to work for this one school called 英会話. 英会話 is kind of different from like any public schools you think of in where you guys are from. So 英会話 is like, think of like a, Japanese school you can go to like once a week or something. Was it a rich people school? No, it's not. Just think about like a cram school, like where you can just go to learn English like once a week. And any people can just go there, like including old people, including kids, squeakers, cringy people like me, like anybody. As long as like you are a human being. It's not a private school. It's just English conversation school is like what we call it, like eikaiwa school. So basically it's like a $100 a month, like probably 50, depending on like what classes you want to take and like what level like you're at, kind of thing. You're on, kind of thing. And 英会話学校、そうです。And so there was like this one student that I taught, and she was like 71, right? She basically started coming to the school because like she was like, oh, I don't have any hobbies and I have a lot of time. Like the only thing I do at home is like I just cook and I just talk to my annoying husband, and I just wanted to have a creative life. And I was like, sure, then yeah, you can learn English here, I guess. 駅前留学とかあるな。いや、そうです。まさにそれですね。So she decided to come to like our school, right? And I was like teaching her. It was kind of like a private lesson. It was like a 1-to-1 lesson. Yeah, she was like a grandma. Like she legitimately had like grandkids and yeah, whatever. And she likes to cook, I said, right? So she freaking, was she a guild? No. She would freaking make like rice cake, like mochi, and some like rice balls and like some typical stuff like old people make, and she would freaking bring them to school, and she would tell me something like, hey, sensei, do you like mochi? And I'm like, I guess, yeah. And she would go like, then do you want to have these rice balls I got for you today, and this mochi, and this ramen, and this Zero Coke, and this $50 bill? And I was like, isn't that way too much? And she was like, no, I mean, I really appreciate you. Like, you are amazing, and you're really good at teaching, and you don't even mind teaching me when I'm just being an old fart. Like, all other schools freaking rejected me, Sora. And I'm like, right, but I don't know if I can just take all that from you. Like, seriously? A $50 bill? I mean, isn't that kind of like not appropriate? And she was like, just don't tell anybody. And she freaking did this. She freaking just grabbed my hand, right? And she freaking put like this $50 bill. Yeah, 5,000 yen bill. And she did this. And I was like, thank you. And I freaking went up to my manager, like, after that class. And I told her, like, so that student just gave me this. And I showed her, like, this $50 bill, right? And my manager was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, okay, then. I guess I'll just freaking bring it home and buy ramen with that. And I got some ramen after that. So, I mean, what if she's watching this? No, I mean, she doesn't really speak English that much. It was like a hobby, right? She didn't really, it was not like she wanted to actually learn English. And you've got a lot of GF apps on the hashtag. What? What did you buy with it? Like ramen? Wait. Let me check. And Paul, thank you so much for the donation. I thought tip is like an insult that you are judging their performance. Nope. No tips equals bad. Tips better than expected. Low expectation at first. In the States, in the US, it's probably like that. In Japan, no, it's not like that. Like seriously, people don't care about getting tips and whatever. It's not like insulting or anything. Wait. So oh yeah, right. There are a lot of like applications. There's not only one. Sora the True GF application. Hi, my name is Little Trini Weeb. I want to date Sora because period blood hair is my one and only weakness in my life. Birthday puppy cake that day. Older than Squeaker. Younger than Sora's mom. I mean, right. Star sign, Sailor Moon. I mean, your name says like Little Trini Weeb, but that's very weeby. Blood type A. Nime. Positive. I grew up on a small Caribbean island, but now I live in America and pretend to be Japanese. I'm often misunderstood by people my own age. I strive to live my life full of love and adventure, and I avoid drama like Sora's hair avoids gravity. I mean, no, there's still some gravity going on, like around my hair. You see it, right? My PPP is bigger than Sora's. Are you a guy? I'm not Sora's mom. I'm already happily married with 3 kids. Okay. My hobbies include watching anime and contemplating my mysteries of life while Naruto running to anime opening songs and emo music. I also love nature and enjoy raising awareness for rare and endangered species such as penguins, gay alpacas, and pumachu and Sora's friends. Say something in Japanese. Google Translate. Blending into middle-aged suburban America by wearing blood. I love to ride along Sora's shirt pocket. This is a troll application. I'm especially grateful for being part of this community. I mean, right. I thought you were giving me the finger, but pronounced Shani, Betty. Then why is this? Then why are you freaking like posting this application? What the? Don't know. I'm American. Virgin, nice. Nice. I mean, I'm a virgin too. I'm not Sora's mom. I have big boobs. Yeah, I have like a lot of friends who have this too, so I know what you mean. My dirty secret or guilty pleasure. Obviously, this GIF application is just a joke. I mean, it's kind of obvious here. I'm a weeb. I like to cosplay and do Naruto running. That's awesome, actually. Not a squeaker. Yeah, poop. Yeah, I know. I mean, poop is funny, right? It's yeah. I mean, I know it's obviously a troll. Like you guys freaking posted the same thing like at the same time. So I'm pretty sure you guys probably like planned this like on Discord or something. I mean, I can tell. Like, you guys posted the same thing. Backstreet Boys and their pet goal. Live with goals, they sing. They are not cons. 顎ひげがあります。Touch grass. Even this has one. 足牛食べてる人みたいです。This is fake since Sora is forever version. I mean, obviously, I know. But yeah, thank you so much for that. So, let me just go back to this video because I'm actually kind of curious, like, what this video is about. And, alright.
After you with your money if you do. Now in some restaurants you'll see a vending machine where you just insert your money and you choose whatever food item you want, so there's actually no waiter that you could tip. Some restaurants you'll see a vending machine where you just insert your money if you do. Now in some restaurants you'll see a vending machine where you just insert your money and you choose whatever food item you want, so there's actually no waiter that you could tip.
That's still rare though in Japan. There are like freaking a lot of like restaurants around here, but like one of... I really don't see this that much though. It's just only at a ramen restaurant.
Either way, don't leave a tip because it's actually considered insulting to the waiter.
No. Why do people think it's insulting though? You know what else is rare in Japan? Soda's PP. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's just so small that you cannot see it. But like, why do people think it's insulting? Actually, they are in some Korean stores like that. Huh? I've never heard that before. It's not insulting. And thank you, S. By the way, I had nothing to do with that. Old Chinese idea. Read the one from the place later. I will read it later. But thank you so much for that. Thank you. It's more like tipping culture don't exist outside of America. It exists outside of America too, by the way. It's not an American thing. Like, it's a thing in a lot of countries in Europe too. How the hell is tipping insulting? So it's not insulting. It's just that we cannot accept it because we don't, right? We don't have the culture, right? So it's not insulting, but we'll be surprised. Like, that's just like what it is. Like, but if we get tips, we'll be like, hell yeah. Isn't it the best to give money through an envelope? No. I mean, I guess, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But ソラさんこんにちは。今千葉にいるよ。千葉にいるんだったら浦安行ってみてください。あそこが楽しいっすよ。あと、船橋とか浦安おすすめです。I mean, I get a lot of tips too, by the way. I do like a lot of work for people outside of Japan. I freaking get tips from a lot of people, by the way. And I'm happy. It doesn't mean I'm American, by the way. It doesn't mean I'm American. I'm really happy getting tips. And it feels awesome, in my opinion. But and Eagle Slayer 13, take this tip and be insulted. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it's kind of like that, right? I mean, honestly, it's really awesome to get tips from people because, like, so getting tips is like the ultimate like sign of like how they actually appreciate what we do, right? Like, they cannot lie with tips, right? And thank you, S. Here's a tip, touch grass. I will do that later. Like, I'll probably go outside later. So, getting tips is the like way of showing appreciation, and I don't really think we can go like, you insulted my family, you dishonored my family, you will die. We are never gonna do that, no.
Number 2, cover your tattoos. Tattoos in Japan are generally associated with criminals and Yakuza because
now I know why freaking people like, yeah, now I know why like this video blew up. Yeah, now I know why this video freaking blew up and a lot of people like reacted to this video. Yeah, I mean, right. I'm curious, everybody, is this supposed to be a troll or like is this actually real? I mean, if this is supposed to be real, then yeah, I mean, I just have to say like there are some misunderstandings and there's some like misinfo. But if it's real, then yeah. If it's true, then yeah, I have to freaking just like, you know, have fun watching this. My friend lived and taught in Japan. She has tattoos, and the worst that happened is that she got some looks and couldn't go into some of the bathhouses. That's about it. Yeah, I mean, people are scared of like tattoos because of like yakuza's, but you are not gonna be a criminal like instantly just because like you have a tattoo. I mean, you seriously, yeah, you guys have to know like this one guy called Urita Junshi. There's a guy who looks like this in Japan. And this guy is quite popular, by the way. He's a YouTuber now. He's on TV. He does martial arts. I mean, MMA, actually, technically. He's on TV. He's on YouTube. He's actually popular, and he's not a rapper. No, he's a fighter, and yeah, he might actually do some like rap and stuff, but I'm not really sure. I mean, so yeah, some rappers look like this. Yeah, so I mean, it's a thing. So it's not that insane. But yeah, it's actually better to live without tattoos, yeah, still. But people are kind of changing now, so.
Because of this, tattoos are frowned upon in Japanese society.
That's
and
real.
Most pools and bathhouses bar anyone with a tattoo from entering. Number 3, don't hand cash to cashiers.
What? So I'm from Kyoto. Maybe I can see you. Maybe you close. Would like to make a video.
Now this may seem like a contradictory statement, but in Japan, almost every convenience store will use a tray that you're supposed to place the money on.
Wait, is it not a thing outside of Japan? Wait. What? Wait. Is it not a thing outside of Japan? What? 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 Wait. What is that even called though, by the way, this thing? What? No, it's not because we do this because of like COVID and everything. It's been like this since like freaking 1950s or something. I thought you've been to America, yes, like once before, but that was like 10 years ago. But I mean, is it called a cash tray? Cash tray. Okay, so it's a Japanese thing, probably. I don't know. What the fuck? It's called Yo Mama. Alright. Isn't so that they can see what people are doing with the money? No, it's more. I actually don't know. I actually have no idea.
This is used out of convenience so that the coins don't fall everywhere, and also so that everyone can see exactly what's happening with the money at all times.
Oh, you're right. But I didn't know about this.
Number 4, Japanese only restaurants. Now this may seem kind of
Japanese only restaurant. Huh?
crazy, but some Japanese restaurants will not allow any foreigners into their establishments.
Oh, by the way, this is true, but do you guys know why this is? There are a lot of like reasons. It sounds really. I really want to avoid using that word, but it sounds bad, right? Because we think no. Logan Paul, partially, yes, partially. They only speak Japanese. Foreigners are allowed. Misbehaving foreigners. Cause gaijin are knowing. Don't blame them. It's not only just language barrier, though. It's not only just language barrier. I mean, if they just care about that, then yeah. So, there are a lot of like strict rules and manners, right? And Japanese people know the rules and manners, like all that. But gaijins, as in like foreigners, don't really follow like rules and manners. They just do whatever they want to do, right? And then they start insisting their rights, saying like, but we can do this because we are customers and we are fine to do this. according to the laws. That's how it is. That happened before. So then those people just started going like, yeah, then whatever. I'm gonna just like, we're gonna just decline like all the foreigners. So like we are not gonna have to experience this anymore. So yeah, that's kind of what happened. American attitude. It's not. I'm not gonna say who they are, but they weren't Americans. Like this actually was a thing before. Like it was on the news and stuff too. But I'm not gonna say who they were. They were not Americans. No. I think people in Japan are mostly fine with Americans. I'm not gonna talk. I'm not gonna say who they were. But yeah. They just cannot say like we are not gonna accept people, right? So they just instead decided to say like foreigners because, you know, to just make it fair. To the west of Japan, I'm not gonna say who they are. I'm not gonna say who they are, but it's actually still a problem in Japan. Like where, I'm not gonna say who they were. I'm not gonna say who they were, but it's still a problem. Like where, so in Japan, there are some like areas like where there's a lot of people who are from like some certain country, right? And they do whatever they want to do. They usually trash things like everywhere too. And then Japanese people wanted to stop it, right? And they tried to talk to them, but they don't really speak Japanese, so they couldn't understand what we were saying. So they just still like kept doing like what they wanted to do, and stop naming countries. I really don't want to say like, who they were and anything. And then yeah, so then Japanese people decided to like put like signs and whatever in some language, and it worked. They understood it, and they were like, oh okay. So yeah, that because of like that history. But again, it's just how it goes. So it's basically that. It's mostly that. And yeah, I mean, there are some people like who were saying like, oh, we got declined, but we spoke Japanese, and like, yeah, they were like, yeah, sure. So yeah, that's that. If you speak Japanese, that means like you kind of know the rules and you know how to behave well. You know how to not break rules. So I mean, as long as like you speak Japanese, like you tend to know Japanese culture. Or if you're with like a Japanese person, then they are usually fine. So
that is because while the Japanese can be very friendly and welcoming, there are some aspects of their culture that make them a little xenophobic.
Partially true, yes.
There's really no way to tell whether or not a restaurant is Japanese only, but you'll know pretty quickly as soon as you walk in. Usually what happens is a waiter will wave his or her hands no, you'll be told to leave, or any combination of those.
Really? Wait. Really? Really? I mean, I'm Japanese, so I've never experienced it myself. Yes? Okay. If you say so. What? Why show Shibuya Ikimae start back second floor in that clip? Cause that looks cool.
Number 5. Don't talk on trains.
I do.
The volume of your voice is extremely important in Japan, as everyone is hyper aware and very respectful that they share their space with others. That means talking loudly or speaking on the phone in trains is a definite no, and you
I do though. Just saying.
should avoid it as best you can.
I do though, by the way. I do.
Number 6. Proper chopstick use.
So I really have to like mention this, but you know how I said like there's like this one thing called gaijin perks, right? Where you get some like amazing perks if you are like a foreigner, if you are a gaijin. So a lot of rules don't apply to you if you're a foreigner, by the way. Proper chopstick use. Yes, it is a thing if you're Japanese. Like, people will think you are dumb if you cannot use like chopsticks well, if you're Japanese. But, I mean, I'm gonna upload this video tomorrow, so you guys will know, like, you guys will understand like what it's like, but people in Japan literally tell you this one phrase, like, whatever you do, gaijin da kara ne, which means, because you're a foreigner. whatever you do, people will tell you that. Like if you say something like, "Oh, I like hamburgers," they will say, "Oh, because you're a foreigner, and you being a foreigner has nothing to do with it." But you get that. And if you cannot use chopsticks, people will go like, "Oh, because you're a foreigner." So it doesn't really matter. You have like this gaijin thing, and you'll be a gaijin. Like seriously, if you say something like, "Oh, I like pizza," then yeah, people in Japan will be like, "Oh, because you're a foreigner." And it's not like we are trying to be rude or anything. If you do that in the States, you will get cancelled, right? Oh, because you're an outsider. Yeah, you will get cancelled like super hard in the States, for example. In Japan, it's not a bad thing to say. It's just that there's this wall between like us and outsiders, like foreigners, right? So it's just we think people outside of Japan are different, and we are just like stating the fact. But in the States, if you say that, then you'll get cancelled. Like you'll be like gone in like freaking 10 minutes because you said people are different, right? So I understand that, but I like to do my best and be polite and respectful if their culture. True, but so a lot of like those videos like say like, "Oh, this is bad," but at the same time, I mean, I kind of do it too, but at the same time, you have like this gaijin perk thing. So yeah, are you just impressed if we can pick things up with chopsticks at all? Yes. So if you are a foreigner who can use chopsticks, you can be popular in Japan. By the way, just only that. When I was back in school, like university, there were a lot of like people who could use like chopsticks, right? And they were like gaijins, they were like foreigners. Those foreigners, especially Americans, got surrounded by some chicks because like they could freaking eat rice with chopsticks. And I was like, what's so special about it? But I was like, okay, wait, really? Yes, it's a thing. I mean, but it's more like because like those gaijins were cute and those like Japanese people, like back in when I was in university, like they were freaking like, what do you call it? Reverse weebs. Like they had a thing for like Americans and like Westerners, and yeah, so it's a thing, by the way. There are a lot of people like who still like say something like, "Oh, I want to date foreigners because it's cool." If you can speak a couple of Japanese phrases, they will legit be surprised and be praised. And praise you for being able to speak their language. Yeah, it's a thing, yeah.
This is a big one because
Westabu, is it what it's called? No, Filipinos? Filipinos are like Asian, right? If you're Asian in an Asian country, like you guys are not that different from us. You guys actually have like a lot of similarities. Like, so if you're from a country that's way too different from Japan, then you'll be popular. But if you're from Asia, then we share like a lot of similarities. So it's kind of rare to be popular like that. But I mean, there are exceptions. So what I mean is like, so if you're from like Europe, if you're from like the West, then yeah, you'll be popular because like you are so different.
Chopsticks are used to
Isn't it kind of the same though in a lot of countries? Unless it's BTS. I don't think so. I mean, BTS is just like straight up celebrities, right? So interesting, but I also heard that Japanese people will treat all foreigners as 日本語上手ですね, even if they are beginners or near native level. So if your Japanese is really good, they will not say 日本語上手ですね. They will just say something like, "How long have you been in Japan?" Or like, "Are you a hafu?" Which means like, "Are you half Japanese?" So
almost every.
but there are some people who just say like 上手ですね. Your Japanese is good like everywhere. So I don't know.
Everything in Japan. The main things not to do with your chopsticks are not to eat directly from common dishes. Always take the food and put it on your plate first and then eat it. Don't point chopsticks.
No? I mean, no. No.
Chopsticks at people's is considered very rude. Don't cross them and don't leave them sticking out of a
No? I mean, yeah, I guess.
rice bowl, as that is part of funeral ceremonies. And don't rub your chopsticks together after you break them apart, because that's rude and disrespectful to the chef. By
Right. But again, like, if you're Gaijin, is this true? So if you're Japanese, yes. If you're Japanese, yes. If you're Japanese, again, like, so if you're Japanese, yes, this is true. But if you are not Japanese, then people in Japan will go like, oh, it's chef. Google, like, you know, the thing is like, get messed up. If you're Japanese, yes. If you're not Japanese, then people will just be like, oh, because you're a Gaijin, you're a foreigner. So it just, whatever, right? So again, like, you just have to know that you have like this one thing called a Gaijin perk. So what does that mean by rubbing the chopsticks? I don't know.
Assuming he purchases poor quality chopsticks.
And thank you, S. 9 out of 10. The chopstick tips are over exaggerated. I mean, it's accurate if you're Japanese. If you're not Japanese, then like this is BS. Yeah.
Number 7. Don't wear shoes in the house.
You mean like an anapass? Yeah, basically, yeah. So it's like a reverse anapass. So anapass is like where you are that, so you can say whatever you want to say, right? So Japanese pass is like if you have it, then you have to follow the rules like strictly. So it's better to not have it. A reverse anapass, yeah, basically. If you are not Japanese and if you don't have the Japanese pass, things will be easier for you. Like definitely, that's one thing. So. And that's kind of why I've been kind of telling you guys to speak Japanese in your own way. Because if you speak Japanese like really fluently, and if you look Asian, then people in Japan will think that you're Japanese, and like people will just assume that like you are Japanese, right? So, and if you don't know any rules and whatever, then people will think you are dumb or like rude, right? So, but if you speak Japanese like weirdly, or like if you just speak Japanese in your own way, then we can just know that you are not Japanese. So we will be like, ah, gaijin da kara ne, which means like, oh, you're a foreigner. So who wears shoes inside? Some Americans do. Not like every American does it, but yeah, some Americans do.
Like most people, the Japanese don't want the dirt from outside.
I mean, it's a thing in a lot of like houses in the States though, by the way. When I visited like a friend of mine when I was like 20, it was a thing too. But yeah, we don't wear shoes in Japan, like in like our houses. That is true. Yes. 厚切りジェイソンみたいに喋ったら OK。いや、厚切りジェイソンちょっともうペラペラすぎるかもしれん。自分的には。そう。アメリカでも脱ぐでしょ。いや、場所によるらしいですよ。自分が行ったそのペンシルベニアの友達の家はずっと履いてました。マジで。ベッドに行くときだけっすよ。脱がないの。
The dirt from outside getting in the house. They take it one step further though and provide slippers and shoe cubbies at the front door. Even some restaurants will ask customers to take their shoes off before coming inside.
Some people actually believe US people wear shoes to bed. I mean, I kind of did that when I went there. I kind of did that, and like people there seemed to be fine with me doing that, and I was like, I mean, sure, then why not?
Number 8, drinking etiquette. This is a big one if you go out with any Japanese while in Japan. There are subtle rituals that show respect towards the person you're drinking with. The first is whenever you receive a drink, always receive it with 2 hands to show respect towards
God damn it! Not this! God damn it! I mean, so there are like a lot of like manners and like different rules and stuff, right? So there's like this freaking controversy going on in Japan. It's not that it's not true or anything. It's partially true, but like, so there are like a lot of rules and different manners and different whatever, right? So basically think of like boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, like whatever. Just think of like a lot of different martial arts. You know how they throw punches like differently in their own way, like depending on like what martial art like they do, right? It's kind of like that. This is also kind of like that. Like there are a lot of different rules when it comes down to drinking. Some people say you have to do this. Some people say you have to do this. Some people say you have to do this, that. So in Japan, there's like this one thing called manner lecturer. Like they freaking teach like people like what's correct and what's wrong and what things are considered rude. And it's actually crazy. Like some people say you have to drink Coke like this. And some people say it's rude, by the way. So there are a lot of like etiquette instructor, something like that, yeah. It's actually crazy, and like there are a lot of like different like people in different ways. So you don't really have to follow what they do. How life is drinking it like that is rude. It's actually rude, yeah. Well, like it's gross. But so this is true partially. But again, like if you're a gaijin, you don't really have to follow this because you're a gaijin, and people will be like, oh, because you're a foreigner. So I mean, whatever, right?
Person pouring. Also, never
Porn? Wait, porn? Person porn.
receive a drink. Always receive it with 2 hands to show respect towards the person pouring.
Person porn. Kind of sounds like person porn if you just hear that from here. Person porn.
Person pouring.
See? Person porn.
Also, never pour your own drink first, as it's considered selfish.
If you're a gaijin, that's different though. That's true. Yeah, that's true. You cannot just start drinking first. You have to take care of like others first, right? So that's actually a thing, like in any countries, by the way. But
You should pour others' drinks and then put the bottle down, and someone else will take it up and pour your drink for you. If you're not trying to get absolutely hammered, make sure that when you're done, you leave your drink full. Because the way it works is whenever someone sees an empty glass, they'll just immediately pour you another one.
isn't that like how it is outside of Japan though? Like if your drink is empty, then people will be like, "Oh, you want more." Isn't that how it works? Yeah, right. Yeah. So, I think it's the same everywhere. And kind of, yeah. Like, let's say if my glass is freaking empty, then you will be like, "Oh, you want to drink more?" So, I mean,
Things can get crazy pretty quickly if you're not careful. Number 9. How not to eat sushi.
eat sushi the way you want. Like people will be fine with it. Like if you're a gaijin, then just like eat sushi the way you want. No, this video is not BS. No, this is actually true. This is true. But the thing about it is like, so in my honest opinion, if you were from like outside of Japan, then just live your life like you do. You don't have to be Japanese. Like that's kind of what I've been kind of telling people, right? I've been saying that like if you wanted to speak Japanese, just like speak Japanese in your own way. You don't have to just completely follow Japanese people because like you don't want to lose your uniqueness, right? I mean, you can if you want to. If you just want to be Japanese, why not? What time is it right now? It's like 12:58. So it's whatever. It's fine. So it's this video is partially true, but if you're like gaijin, if you're a foreigner, if you're not Japanese, then you don't really have to follow these rules because like these are not like really rude, but more like manners and like some small like stuff you don't really have to care about.
Fish have been the central part of the Japanese diet for centuries, and they've developed tons of different ways to better enjoy the fish. So it's not a bad idea to get to know some of them. The first mistake that most people make is ordering a bunch of sushi at once, instead of a little bit at a time, which they recommend. It's because the temperature of the fish actually matters. At once. It's not a bad idea to get to know some of them. And they've developed tons of different ways to better enjoy the fish. So it's not a bad idea to get to know some of them. The first mistake that most people make is ordering a bunch of sushi at once.
I do that. When I go to like a sushi restaurant, I freaking get like 20 plates of like salmon, like once, and be like, salmon paradise. I do that, but okay. I mean, but I guess if you but it kind of depends on like what kind of sushi restaurants you go to as well. Yeah, if you go to like a top-notch one, Yeah, true that. Yeah, true that. But he's showing like this kaiten sushi restaurant here, which is like a normal, like cheap one. Then no. But if you go to like an actual top-notch one, then yeah.
Once instead of a little bit at a time, which they recommend.
Then true. Yes.
The temperature of the fish actually matters.
I've heard sushi chefs recommend you to eat sushi at an ideal temperature. Yes, but surely a lot of Japanese people and others don't always follow that. Probably more important at an omakase place. Yes, true that. Oh. So there's a Japanese person like who's online. So let's just ask her like if this is true or not. Ready? Do you like poop?
Eh?
Vagina!
What?
Yeah, so she thinks it's true, right? So yeah.
You're supposed to eat it as soon as it comes onto your plate. That's why you sit right at the bar in most sushi places.
Is that Rin? Yeah. Well, it's Rin-san. See? She's like question mark.
In Japan. The next big mistake that people make is dunking the rice directly into the soy sauce, which makes it absorb way too much.
Tsukiji, isn't it closed? Like it's gone, right? What was that? Oh, you guys know who that is, right? Well, you guys know who that is, right? By the way. I miss Rin-san. She still streams, by the way, on her channel. They moved it to Toyosu. Ah, it's gone. Get to me. Who's that? Rin-san. She's a VTuber who I trolled like a while ago. So this VTuber? And so yeah. So there's this one VTuber called Rin-san. And she's watching this stream right now, right? So I'm gonna just make fun of her a little bit because I think it's funny. And she's like, stop it. Now people think I'm a weave. Mani yattenda, what are you doing? I don't know, just watching your stuff. And Christian, thank you. Agepo, thank you so much for the donation. That is from cringe. If you think this is cringy, then she is cringy as well. So like, this is like, you know, dual-edged sword. If you think that was cringy, then like Rin-san's also cringy as well. So everybody's cringy. So I win.
The correct way to do it, if you're going to do it at all, is to flip the fish over so that just the backside of the fish touches the soy sauce.
Ah, wait. I actually wanted to like ask you guys about this. Have you guys ever had sushi, by the way? I have a question. Have you guys ever had sushi? I have a question. Cause like, no, I've been wondering about something and I just have never been able to like get to the answer by myself. And Jay, thank you so much for saying no. And I know like you've eaten some like top-notch sushi, but okay. So 70% of the people here say yes, right? So 白子食べたことないっすね。ちょっとさすがになんかちょっとキモそうなので。So here, when you eat sushi,
so that just the backside of the fish touches the...
Yeah, like that, right? You just like simply don't dip it in, the rice part. But I usually don't do it. So like that's like the right way to eat sushi. It's like what they say. Backside of the sushi, yeah. Dip the rice part. I do that, yeah. So rice or fish, like which is more normal? A lot of people in Japan say like you have to dip the fish part, the backside of sushi, because that's just like how you eat it either way in the first place. And thank you, S. I don't turn it over, but I will dip it sideways to get it on the side of the fish maybe. Inverting is a recipe for disaster. So, yeah, but according to a lot of people, you don't just eat rice with soy sauce, right? So here, fish or rice? Tell me. I'm curious. お箸の方を使ってシャリの方を突っ込ませます。シャリの方なんかね、邪道って聞いたんですよね、俺。普通魚じゃねみたいな。やっぱライスなんだ。あ、でも50-50。 Sushi places in America vary from trying to be traditionally Japanese to serving deep-fried rolls that you eat with a fork. Yeah, I know, yeah. I've been to some like a sushi restaurants in the States and I actually like them, by the way. Fish, mostly I just dipped sashimi in soy sauce. Okay. I hear thunder near me. There's a huge storm. Really? Really? It's not even raining though. Okay. Even had California rules? Yes. Yeah, it's not even raining. Okay. Which part of the US did you go? West? Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., New York, places like them. Yeah, so.
The soy sauce. This allows the soy sauce to enhance the flavor of the fish, but without drowning it out.
That's actually kind of scary, isn't it?
Number 10. Don't expect to use your card.
People say that everywhere, but why is this?
Japan is a cash-based society, and they're generally skeptical of credit cards.
Yeah, right, but yeah, right. This is true, but yeah.
Almost every place that you'll visit will use cash. Don't worry.
It's kind of changing. This is probably from like 2000. Yeah, I mean, yeah, right. If it was like 2017, yeah, it was like that, but it's changing now. What about Passmo cards? Yeah. Yeah. But it was true back then, and it's changing now, though. Is this true? Yes, it was true back then, but this is still changing now. If it was like uploaded in 2017, it was like that before. Like I couldn't use like my card or anything like back then. And they started like accepting like a lot of other stuff, such as like ID とか, Pasmo, PayPay, PP, Poo Poo. By the way, we have like this one pay method called PayPay. PayPay, right? So. PayPay. So you literally go to like freaking convenience stores and say like, "Can I use PayPay?" And you flush your PayPay, right? Oh, I think I got hacked by that online. Oh, yeah, PayPay. It's a thing. PayPay. It's actually a thing. It's freaking hilarious, isn't it?
Don't worry though, because the 7-Eleven ATMs will work with any card and are open 24 hours a day. It's not unusual for Japanese businessmen to grab 30 or 40,000 yen before they leave the house.
Yeah, I still do that. People that are like in that are outside of Japan don't really have cash with them, right? Is what I heard. So sounds like a valley girl. PayPay. Oh yeah, I like his PayPay.
Like I said, everything here is done in cash. Last but not least, number 11, receiving business cards. This is another good one if you plan on meeting people while in Japan. When exchanging business cards, always receive the card with 2 hands and study it carefully.
Isn't it what people do everywhere, by the way? Is it what people in Japan do, like only in Japan? Isn't it what everybody does? Like US, you have a habit of dropping all of your coins. I mean, that's kind of what I did in one of my streams, but I never do that though. Only in Japan. Take cash with 1 hand, We went over this. People don't do it like that in the US. Huh.
Carefully before putting it away. Don't shove it into your back pocket carelessly as it...
Wait, do you guys wait. Oh, so I'm curious. Whatever.
May be interpreted as being rude.
Business cards are garbage. I kinda, agree with you. Cause like, they are never useful.
It's best to carefully place it into your wallet.
English is the only language you know besides English. Yeah, I'm not Japanese, so yeah.
To show that you respect them and the business they work for. If you stuck around to the end of the video, thank you. It means a lot. Click on the video on the top left to see what...
That's quite interesting.
ここは頑丈なセキュリティで守られていて安全。しかも一
This
番
is
重要
this is random, but can you say hi? Ellie, I love your channel. Ellie, I love your channel.
なプライベートなものはさらに厳重なところに保
In this video, I'm going to share with you guys my top 10 things you guys should know before coming to Japan. As some of you guys
So do people get tattoos in Japan or not? I missed that. And, some of them do, yes. But it's honestly not worth it, so you shouldn't. I mean, you can. That's like, it's just your life, right? If you want to live your life like you do, then yeah.
already know, I've lived in Japan for more than 15 years, and that
God damn, so like, he's more Japanese than some squeakers in Japan.
I live in the center of it all, here in Shibuya. But when I first came to Japan from the US, there's so many things that I didn't know or understand. So in this video, I wanted to share
He's probably more Japanese than me.
with you guys the top 10 things that I wish someone told me before I came here.
温泉入りにくいからタトゥーめんどくさそう。when it comes down to onsen, yeah, like, if you want to actually go to onsen, then having tattoos is actually a nightmare. But think about it. Do you ever go to onsens that much? Do you really care about going to a place where there's like a bathtub, right? And you are usually there for freaking 10 minutes, like 20 minutes. Do you really care about having tattoos? Or like not having tattoos in Japan? Like, do you guys really think like, do you guys ever worry about whether it's a taboo or not to have like tattoos, just because you care about going to onsen? What about saunas? I mean, it's the same thing, isn't it? Or it might be stupid. I don't know. And thank you, S. Make a top 10 things to know when you visit Japan, but sort of the troll style. Example: when you greet someone, compare who's more cringe. So like, if I were to actually make a list, number one thing you shouldn't do is just don't talk to people in Japan like at all. But where will we wash with our tattoos? Like, you have your bathroom, right? At your house. We do as well, so. But seriously, like, if you guys really care about like what not to do and what to do, like, seriously, the best thing you can do is like not talk to any Japanese people. I mean, then you're not gonna cause any trouble. So, telling Americans not to talk, I mean, that's literally the best thing you can do, though, to just not cause any trouble.
Let me know in the comment section if you find any of the things that I mentioned in the video kind of weird. And if you want to help support the channel, check out my Tokyo merch. I'll leave a link below.
But how will I make friends? I feel like you don't care about making friends in Japan, though. But if you actually care about that, then I guess you can. But at the same time, I don't really think you should worry about like causing trouble in Japan that much. I mean, because again, like, people in Japan will tell you something like, "Oh, because you're a foreigner," so you know. And kawaii sister Lilium, I'm shy enough as is. So like, the thing about it is like, Japan's actually a paradise for introverted people. Like, if you're shy, if you're like introverted, then Japan is like the best place. Like, seriously.
Get started. So first thing, let's talk about cash in Japan. Probably coming from a lot of modern countries, you think that you can use credit cards because, you know, you think Japan is a modern country itself. But what you'll find is that a lot of places here in Japan won't accept credit cards. Strange, right? I mean, who really wants to carry around cash in their pocket all the time? But the reality is, in Japan...
Thank you, Shameless Mew. If the translation of kancho is finger love, I can't think of it any other way than 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Just needed to point that out. Thank you so much for telling me that. Thank you so much for the donation. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Do Japanese really dislike foreigners? I kind of doubt it, but yeah.
A lot of people still carry around cash. In fact, I probably have $10,000, $20,000 in my pocket at any given time just because...
$20,000. Ooh. Yeah, 20,000 yen. I mean, $200. Yeah, that's what I do too. I usually carry like $100 to like $200. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. ソラさんって空か空なの？あ、どれでもいいっすよ。なんか適当につけた感じなんで、そういう感じですね。
I have to use cash so much. But before I get into all of the places that don't accept credit cards,
No, he's not flexing. He's not flexing. It's just what people do in Japan. So it might be the old money he's got as well, by the way. It's what we do in Japan. Like you at least like carry $100 to $200 with you, 100%. It might be like all you have, but that's just what people do in Japan. Yes. $100, yes.
let me share with you some places that do. Major department stores or retailers, mid to upper end restaurants, convenience stores, amusement parks, airports. Now some shops that probably don't accept credit cards are small mom and pop restaurants, local bars, street food vendors, a lot of restaurants who serve set meals during lunchtime, small retailers, and some taxis, although more and more are accepting credit cards these days. Even some fast food places don't take credit cards, so you should be.
Can I show you guys like something hilarious? So, this is my wallet, right? Like literally my wallet, right? And no, I mean, you guys might think I'm freaking rich for like carrying this much cash with me, but no, this is not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. But see, I carry some cash with me, and this is like all like 1,000 yen bill. So I mean, it's not like this is like freaking $1,000. No, this is actually like $120 worth of cash. It's not so much. It's just what we do in Japan. And no, it's not seriously like it's not a lot of money. It looks like it's a lot of money, but it's like 120. But that's just what people do in Japan. What do you mean income tax? What do you mean income tax? So that's just what people do in Japan. Don't get pickpocketed. I've never experienced it. No, it's not what we do in Japan. It's not what happens in Japan, by the way. So, yeah. And it's not a lot of money. This is like seriously $120 worth of cash, and we just carry it everywhere because there are some places like that don't accept like credit cards. So look at that big wall. It's. But thank you so much for the donation, Eagle Layer 13. It's not like I'm flexing or nothing. Like seriously, talk to see, this guy's Japanese, and he's like, isn't it normal for a day? Isn't it normal for people in Japan to like live a day here? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's kind of normal. And here. And Solo Dizzy, thank you. How long can you last on $100? Depends on like what I do. If I just like were to go out, then like a week or something. But I got like a lot of coins here too. Like see? Like this much. See? I don't know if it's like a lot or not, but so. And it's not like a lot of money, by the way. This is like only like $4 worth. But you're bowling, my dude. Am I? But this is normal, and I'm not flexing. No. What do you use coins for? Like vending machines, like buying some, stuff like drinks and whatever. So it's not anything weird, by the way. If you ask any Japanese people, that's just what we do in Japan. Like we freaking have like a lot of cash with us. So a lot of people don't buy things off the street though, right? Some do. I don't. Some do. I don't. I don't like to. Yeah. So what items are considered contraband? I don't know. So
Be careful. Also, if you're planning to travel outside of the city, be prepared to bring enough cash because it's even more likely for places not.
see? I mean, even this guy freaking has a lot of like money with him, like $100 to $200. Yeah, that's what I do too. Sometimes. And thank you, Paul S. Roba. Thank you. Thanks for sharing your coin purse. Yeah, don't worry, because I really had to explain like it's a normal thing. アメリカ人はコイン使わない。アメリカ人マジでみんなデビットカード使ってますよね。マジでみんなデビットカードびっくりしますもん。アメリカの人と話してると。僕デビットカードだよみたいな。え、そんなん使うのつって。 日本人でデビットカードってそんな聞かないけどなみたいな。So yeah, everybody uses like cards everywhere. In Japan, you have to carry cash, like, or like if you go to some like places like that just don't accept like cards and whatever, you are basically you're gonna die in like freaking 10 seconds. カードですら使わない、スマホ使っている。最近我々もそうなんですけど、それでも現金じゃないといけないとこあるからな。And thank you, everything is cool. Me and my dad live in Canada and he still carries around 600 CAD most days. Maybe just because he owns a business. In that case, in your case, it just means like your dad is like freaking popular, not popular, but like rich, right? In our case, like we have to do that because a lot of like in a lot of places they don't really accept like cards like anything, and I've been having to just pay with like my cash like directly. It's a thing. So
not to accept credit cards. As a local tip, I find that my Visa card is accepted at most places, while sometimes my American Express is hit and miss. Also, if you want to minimize carrying cash around, you can get a Suica card or a Pasmo card. It costs.
So he says that, right? I thought Japan wouldn't be so old feeling. Depending on like where you go, like if you go to Tokyo, like if you go to like a tourist like areas like such as Tokyo, Nara, Kyoto, and you'll be fine. But if you were to actually live in Japan, yeah, that's kind of what you have to just, you know, face against really. And Paul S. Roba, thank you. Canadian dollars are basically yen. Basically, yeah. So like in his video, like he says like these cars are what we use in Japan, right? Even some places like don't accept them. So you know how cash is like deadly in Japan, right? So
Costs about 500 yen, and you can load it up to 20,000 yen.
Pasmo card, it's kind of like same as like this one called Suica. What it does is like you basically, you know, touch some devices with the card and you pay with it.
In cash, so you can use it.
It's like a pre-charged card, prepaid card, yeah.
A lot of places, but mainly it's used for train stations. So you don't need to buy a ticket each time when you get to the train, and it automatically calculates the fare when you get out. Just tap in and then tap out. But you can also use it at convenience stores, many street vending machines, taxis, train kiosks, some restaurants, shops, and even electronic stores like Big Camera accept it. Now, if you're looking to withdraw cash in Japan, I suggest 7 Bank ATM, Japan Post ATMs, and Prestia Bank, as they're best at handling foreign cards. So eating and drinking while walking on the street. So in many respects, it's considered bad manners to walk and eat at the same time, even if you get food on the go. Like,
you know how people freaking mention this everywhere, right? But you know I've been doing this on my stream everywhere. So yeah, Hasura always does this. So yeah, I'm curious like what he's gonna say about this. Let's see. And thank you. It explains Pasmo but shows a JR gate. I mean, it's the same thing. Pasmo, you can use Pasmo too. You can, right? I forgot.
Sandwiches or onigiris. This rule may sound weird to you, but for Japanese people, eating a sandwich is the same as eating a big bowl of pasta while walking. Yeah, weird. If you want to eat or drink in public, the best thing to do is stop and chill on the side of the street.
I do that though. I freaking walk around and I freaking just like eat things. So I don't know. I mean, I do that on stream. So yeah, I mean, yeah. And Lemon Junkie 23, thank you. I very rarely use cash unless I go to concerts or festivals and carnivals. Even though a lot of vendors accept card, even mobile pay now, I just feel better about using cash at those types of places. Other than that, I just use card on mobile pay. Huh. Okay. Well, thank you so much for the donation. Thank you.
But all in all, walking and eating won't get you in trouble, but people will stare at you and look at you as if you were brought up badly. Or maybe
it's more like they just stare at you because you're a Gaijin and you're eating outside. If you're Japanese, people will be like, okay, that guy's Japanese and eating outside. What the hell? Wait, can you guys hear this? Sounds like something is freaking exploding outside. What was that sound? Yeah, did you guys hear that? And thunder, yeah, probably. I mean,
Even the older generation actually will say something to you. But
Right,
there's
yeah.
always exceptions to the rule, and one of those exceptions is tabe aruki spots. Tabe aruki means to eat and walk. So
what the hell is this? You know my room is like freaking soundproof, right? If this is like this loud when I'm in a soundproof room, it has to be crazy outside. Wait, give me like 20 seconds. And so if I break these rules, will I be kicked out of Japan? No, it will be fine. Let me check like what's happening. Yes, thank you. I warned you. Thank you. Let me check like, cause I'm in a soundproof room. Like this is crazy. If you guys can hear this when I'm in a soundproof room, it's insanely crazy. Are you in Tokyo? No, I mean the States, California, Japantown. I mean, it's kind of raining super hard, and it's just like they are thunders everywhere. But I mean, it's not that bad, honestly.
these are places like Tsukiji Fish Market. These places are intended for people to buy food and eat on the street, and as it's named in Japanese, okay to walk to. But one thing you should know is that even in these areas, some shops don't allow you to walk and eat. But it should say on the storefront just to let you know. Festivals are another exception.
That's actually true. Like they freaking sell their food, right? And they say like, oh, you cannot eat and walk. Like, I've seen it before. I always found it freaking hilarious, but yeah.
And as more shops like Starbucks offer to-go
You are good at morning. Thank you so much for telling me that.
items like coffee, you'll see more and more Japanese people walking around with coffee cups in their hand.
It's actually going crazy. The weather forecast like didn't say this. Let me check like what's happening. Whatever. It's super windy, yeah.
Constantly changing the culture of Japan. The real issue why it's thought of as bad manners in Japan is because it's considered meiwaku, which means it bothers other people. People here are sensitive with strong food smells, and it would be the worst if you spill food or drinks on them by accident. But there's all types of people in Japan. I'm sure you guys have that one friend or family member that's more easily bothered by the slightest thing. Depending on who you ask, it may be different. So what I can tell you is, if you're really not sure what to do and you're kind of confused, just stop walking if you're eating. So drinking in Japan. The drinking age here is 20 years old.
You know you can drink outside, right, by the way?日本で食べ歩きってマナー違反だっけ？そう、これ日本の人ね結構ね疑問に思うんですけど、これ海外の動画見ると必ず語られるんですよね。食べ歩きしちゃいけないよって。でも全然してるっすよね、我々。You are not allowed to drink water. 今は18じゃないの。いや、それはお酒の年齢じゃないですよ。Yeah, so like you can get drunk outside of your house and you will not get arrested. Like it actually surprised me a lot when some dude told me like it's illegal to get outside in some states in America. So I was like, okay. People drink on the turn, yeah. 誕生日まだ過ぎてない時に飲んじゃったけど平気。まあ捕まりはしないっすよぶっちゃけ。そういう人いっぱいいるけど。
I was so surprised when I first came here.
What the fuck?
I was like, wow, you can actually drink.
And Zero, thank you so much for the donation. Great stream, have some monies. Poo poo. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much for the donation. 雷かな？Yes, 雷ですね。なんでこんな急に来た？ Your roof is thing as hell. Yes. But no, they're not gonna like break my house. 台風レベルのやつなので、台風の可能性はありますね。てかリアルにそれよりちょっと強いかもしれない。
here at 20 years old? So you can literally go to any convenience store and they'll sell you alcohol and not ask you how old you are if you just look like you're 20 years old. In fact, there's alcohol 20 years old. So surprised when I first came here. I was like, wow, you can actually drink here at 20 years old. So you can literally go to any convenience store and they'll sell you alcohol and not ask you how old you are if you just look like you're 20 years old.
Isn't it the same in any countries though, by the way? You can just go to freaking like convenience stores and buy liquors, right? And they won't say nothing. そらさんは関東地方ですか？千葉ですよ。千葉の方ですが、千葉の方というか千葉なんですけど、まさに。やばいですね、確かにちょっと。はい、正常です。うんこ食べたい。Not in the US. So, what I remember is like, people think I look younger than how old I actually am. So I'm currently 30, right? And people tell me like I look 12, but like, I mean, on my channel, everybody's freaking memeing. But even in Japan, people tell me I look younger than how old I really am, right? So when I was like 24, I used to freaking get people like asking me for my ID, like everywhere. I literally went to this bar with my brother and with my friend, and they didn't get asked. And they were like, whew, I was the only person who got asked like how old I actually was, and I gave them my ID. They made sure it was not a fake one, and I was like, dude, sure, you don't look 30. Yeah, I mean, I get that, but the thing about it is like, if you pay attention to like how I sound, then you can kind of tell, right? This is what I've been doing, but like if I hide my face, people usually think I'm 40 something, right? And thank you, S. Dude, go look if you have trees outside. The trees are crazy. There's no typhoon. WTF. Thank you so much for the donation. Do I really have to check it? I mean, you sound 50. Yeah, right. I'll be fine. And Mohammed M, thank you. Someone's moaning really loudly outside your house. It's like super crazy. Is it really though? I cannot really check outside because like this is a soundproof room and I really can't see outside. But I'll check it later. I'll be fine because this is like the walls are freaking thick, like super thick, like really thick. Like my never mind.
In fact, there are still beer vending machines on streets, in hotels, etc. They don't even require any proof of age. But recently,
it changed recently though.
In Japan, they've made it a little bit more strict. Let me show you. I select my beer, I go to the counter, the clerks scan the drink.
And Harry, thank you so much for the donation. Hi, Oji-san. Can you help me bottle up the rain so we can send it to South Texas since there's a bad drought over there? I'll make you some curry or takoyaki. Or better yet, I'll get you something from McDonald's. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you. How much alcohol does it have? I don't really drink alcoholic stuff, so I don't know.
And the register screens and asks if I'm over 20 years old. I tap yes, I pay, and I'm all good to go.
That's what people do in Japan. Is it kind of weird actually, come to think of it? Isn't it actually kind of weird though, isn't it? And thank you, Paulless Robot. In the USA, you can get arrested selling alcohol to someone under 21, even if they look old. So many stores are very cautious. You cannot get arrested in Japan for that, but yeah, you might lose your job for that, yes, if you sell like alcoholic stuff to kids. But in Japan, like you literally saw that right here. You just like tap that thing, and boom, you're like good to go.
If I'm over 20 years old.
Like you literally do that. They won't ask you anything after that. Like, it literally says like, are you 20? And you just click on the thing, right? And boom, GG. I don't know why they do it. They even do that, but I guess
yes, I pay, and I'm all good to go. What do you guys think? Too strict? Too easy? How is it in your country? So let's talk about tattoos at the onsen. Japanese onsens, aka hot springs, are one of the coolest experiences you can have in Japan. Unfortunately, many Japanese onsen prohibit people with tattoos from entering the facility because of the stigma associated with tattoos in Japan. Yakuza, or also known as organized crime, are known to have characteristic irezumi, also known as tattoos. Since a lot of these onsen facilities don't want Yakuza going to their establishment or scaring their customers, they made like a blanket statement saying that anyone with tattoos, small or large, can't enter the place. Although it may sound unfair, it's Japan and it is what it is. So before making reservations at an onsen, make sure that they accept tattoos.
Or you can just cover your tattoos though. I mean, that's kind of what my friends do. But or just go to like any onsen like that. Allows like tattoos. So Japan has NPCs. There are a lot of NPCs in Japan. It's crazy. It's seriously crazy. Like it feels like everybody here is an NPC here. Like just come to Japan. You'll know what I mean. Like seriously, a lot of us here are NPCs. Cover them with what though? Like band-aid. Or bandage is like what you call it, right? So on your back, just freaking use like a lot of bandage like everywhere, like on your back, and you'll be fine. And Oblivion NPC, there are some Oblivion NPCs there too.
Note though, if you're going to onsens with a private room or private onsen hotels where you don't have to share the space with strangers, then it should be okay to have tattoos as long as you don't show anyone in public.
And Paul S. Roba, thank you. So are friends with the Yakuza. I have a friend, who was in Yakuza before. Is, I don't know. I mean, I haven't really seen that guy. Like, I haven't really talked to that guy. I was not close friends with him, but I knew him, right? And but
So for those of you that have tattoos, don't worry, I'm not gonna leave you hanging. There are a few spots in Tokyo that are cool with tattoos. I have a full list on my website, so I'll be sure to leave a link in the...
The thing about it is like, so you have a friend? Damn, I thought I got none. The thing about it is like, everybody has friends, by the way. I've seen a lot of like different people in my life, but like seriously, like it's impossible to have like literally no friends. So, I mean, if you guys are just trolling and memeing, then why not? But still.
Description of the video, so you can check it out for yourself later. Alright, Wi-Fi and internet in Japan. Now this is actually one of the things that a lot of people ask me questions about in the comment section, and it's actually one of the most things that always concerns me when I go overseas. So what you need to know is that all of the major cities like Tokyo have relatively fast internet in Japan. I even stayed at a capsule hotel in Tokyo, and there was...
Solo, thank you. Is Yakuza still a thing, and where would you see him? Yakuzas are still a thing, but like you don't really see Yakuzas anymore. Like it's hard to know who Yakuzas are. I've been looking for them as well, and I haven't seen them, so I don't know, but it's still a thing. And Japanese internet is like crazy fast. Let's see. Speed test. It cannot be that slow, by the way. It cannot be that slow, dude. It has to be like faster than this, but this is freaking some Google speed testing. So actually, I'm not gonna use speedtest.net because like I'm not gonna leak my IP anymore. Let's see. It should be faster than this. I freaking scored like 900 the other day. Yeah, I mean, I scored freaking 900 the other day, but... Huh. And thank you, December Trails. 今どこにいるの? 東京で雨が降ってない. Where are you now? It's not raining in Tokyo. Really? I thought it was raining in Tokyo. Wait. Oh, it's not raining in Tokyo right now. Oh, but thunderstorm. Not in Komai. 雨雲レーダー見たら千葉だけピンポイントでして。マジで？それは萎える。ちょっとそれは萎えるわ。 それはなえる。だるい、それは。Basically, yeah, they are freaking like wrecking Shiba right now, but whatever.
Wi-Fi was super fast. I think this should be enough for most people. Nicer hotels outside of the city should have Wi-Fi, but maybe at a slower speed. But if you're anything like me and need to be connected all the time, then there are some local options. Number 1, Starbucks. On the free route, luckily Starbucks provides Wi-Fi to all its customers, and there are so many Starbucks all throughout Japan.
When it comes down to like Wi-Fi and stuff, like Americans do it so much better, by the way.
But I found that the speeds are fast or slow depending on the amount of customers on the network. You can try other cafes, but it's hit and miss.
That's a really fast connection though. Like it gets even faster. Like I usually get 900, like sometimes even like 980.
Number 2, city Wi-Fi. Another free alternative is to use the city Wi-Fi. This is
You're
only
using
available
Ethernet?
at the
Yes.
major stations or areas like Shibuya, Shinjuku, Harajuku, Odaiba, etc. Connecting is fairly easy. I'll leave a link to all this information in the description. Now, if you need to be connected at all times, then you're gonna need to go the paid route. So the first paid option is to rent a portable hotspot Wi-Fi and carry it around with you. Now, I think it's the easiest
Only raining in China, cause Sora's live streaming. Yes, I'm Chinese.
thing to just go to the airport and rent one out there. Another option is to get a SIM card for your unlocked mobile device. You can go to any major electronics store and they should carry it. Again, check the description for more details. Smoking in Japan. Check this out. It says no smoking area here, but right next to me, there's a smoking section. Smoking in Japan may catch a lot of you off guard, especially if you're coming from the US. But if you smoke, then you're in luck because Japan has some of the most friendly laws for smokers. But that may be changing in the near future, which I'll tell you about just a little bit later. First of all, many izakayas, which are sit-down restaurants designed for drinking, allow their customers to smoke throughout the entire restaurant.
Isn't that what people do everywhere? I thought it was my Discord notification. It's me. It's me. It's me. Oh, wait. No?
And don't usually provide non-smoking sections. If you want to go to an izakaya, simply put, you're gonna have to deal with a secondhand smoke. Nicer restaurants may prohibit smoking, but some of them still accommodate their smoking customers. So if you want to eat at that kind of establishment, you should really ask before you make reservations. Some family restaurants and other establishments do attempt to divide smokers and non-smokers.
What the Sounds like freaking like... Sounds like somebody's fighting super loud outside or something.
But sometimes you'll find that there's nothing really separating a smoking table and a non-smoking table, other than maybe a tiny vent. And one of the
That's actually so true.
biggest surprises I had when first living in Tokyo is that smoking inside is actually allowed while smoking outside is prohibited. It didn't make sense to me at
Kinda true, yeah. And Block Trader, thank you. In the US, smoking is banned inside public buildings. Entirely? Entirely. Like you cannot smoke at all. Like anywhere. Huh. What the fuck? You know what I found out about American phones? Our phones will silence the photo snap sound when we put it on mute. Yeah, so I mean, everybody. So I have a question. Yeah, that's actually one good thing to point out. So on a Japanese phone, so if you just put it on mute, right? And if you take a picture, it still like makes some kind of like boop boop sound. Ready? You heard that, right? We cannot mute that. Try it, everybody. So if you put it on mute and try to take pictures with it, you can mute it, right, on your phone. Try it. Do you guys know why? Guess why? Guess why? Boots on trains. Panty shots is why. Yeah, so upskirt, shirt, upskirt, pictures basically. So there's this one interesting technique you can do outside basically if you're a horny 42-year-old man who have like a panty fetish. So what you do is what you do is get your phone out and basically you hold it like this, right? You hold it like this. And you walk like this and then suddenly put it under a girl's skirt and just press this button right here so it takes a picture and just go like, right? Like, while walking. Then, boom, you can take a picture of like a girl's panties. And what's so special about it? We don't know. But there are some guys in Japan who are like 42 years old who desperately want panty pictures. Then you get arrested, yes. So it's a thing, yes. And portable bean, thank you. You had experience, huh? I mean, I don't have experience, like, but still, it's a thing in Japan. So yeah. Pull-less robot, thank you. Or take a video, yes. That's kind of what they do. I've never done it because I'm not really interested in panties. I mean, I joked about it before, but in reality, I seriously have no interest in panties. I don't care like if girls wear them or not. Like I seriously don't care like at all. So I've never done that, but yeah.
At first, but when you consider how busy the streets are in Tokyo, the last thing you want is someone bumping into you with their cigarette.
出たそれ。ペンツ何色めちゃくちゃ言われたわ。いろんな人に。なんかやっぱね、14歳の男の子とかがよく見てたっぽくてね、いろいろ言われたかな。Andrew Bastos, thank you. Not every US state outlaws indoor smoking, by the way. Oh. It's not raining anymore. What the f is happening here? Do Japanese people watch Western porn? I mean, why are you asking me? Why are you asking me? I don't know. I honestly don't know. But maybe yes. Maybe yes. And my Kirito, thank you. But the forced pictures sound can't prevent video. When you when you press like this button, then it goes like poo. While like you are recording, it doesn't make any sound. So yeah. And man of culture, thank you. Real pros will get the 2 terabyte phone and just use video. Also, panty fetish is so weird. Like I'm after the honey pot. The panty is in the way. Thank you so much for the donation. You scared the rain away. What did I do though?
But the city, though, wanting to accommodate smokers, had set up.
Who was it though? Like, so there was like this one guy who freaking got in the thing. What was it called again? The small road thing. Whatever. Not coolheadiest Maximus, thank you. Hi, how are you doing today? I'm doing great. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you so much for asking me too. Alleyway. It's not an alleyway. So, to explain it with like only one sentence. So there was like this one guy who just desperately wanted like pictures of like, you know, panties, like high school girls like panties, right? So what he did was he basically found like this smallest spot ever, and he got in there, and he was holding his phone like this while like looking like, you know, looking at the roof like this, right? And he was waiting for girls, and he apparently took so many pictures of like girls' panties and stuff. And then after that, what happened to him was like he got stuck, he couldn't get out, and he got arrested. And I think what he said was like, so after he got arrested, he said something like, I don't regret doing this. If I ever I forgot what he said, but like it was just like one of the dumbest like things that ever happened in Japan. So, but yeah.
Up smoking areas throughout the city, so
You say what a perv, right? But おパンティそんなに好きかよ? Some Japanese people like have a thing for panties like hardcore. I never understood that. I never get it, but I mean that's just like how it goes in Japan, right? So
those smokers who need their nicotine fix can do it safely on the street. Isn't that a great idea? But to the non-smokers out there,
it was not a manhole. It was not. I forgot what it was.
you might be pleased to hear that they passed a law that make it more strict to smoke cigarettes inside. If they want to have a smoking section, to have it separate from the non-smoking section, otherwise they can't have a smoking section at all. Riding the train in
So thank you, S. On YT, 2 girls chased a pervert once. Another person tripped him, and he ate shit falling down some stairs. That really sounds like a filthy Frank stuff, but thank you so much for the donation. Yeah. It really sounds like something like filthy Frank did before.
In Japan.
Like him going like, give me the pussy balls, and freaking those like girls go like,
Now, if you guys have seen any videos on Japan, you've probably seen these crazy
nah, it was real. I mean, was it in Japan? If so, I mean, yeah, I mean, things like that in Japan, so.
attendants pushing people on the train. And let me tell you that the struggle is real and it really happens, especially during rush hour. Try to avoid riding major city commuter trains during the weekday between 8 to 9:30 in the mornings, 5:30 to 7:30 in the evenings, and the last train, which is usually around midnight, and the trains reek of alcohol. Peaks may vary.
You know how this guy looks so sorry being on a train? That's what people do. And you know why he holds his hands like freaking like this? Basically, by himself. You know why though? Can you guys guess like why he does that? It's actually hilarious. I don't do that, I do this instead. But do you guys know why some people do it? Protect the important parts, no. To defend SPP, no. Is this so that people don't accuse him of touching? Yes, exactly. So yeah, some 痴漢冤罪対策本当にね、マジ俺もやるっすよ、それマジ本当に。So like 痴漢冤罪 is actually a thing. So you guys know what 痴漢 is, right? So there's like this one term called 痴漢 in Japanese. 痴漢 is basically when you get on a train and when you freaking just touch girls' butt, or even guys actually, and go like, oh, nice ass, right? Without even saying anything. But the thing about it is like, so when it comes down to chikan, so the point of that is like to be sneaky and to not get caught, right? So you just basically pet somebody's ass without getting basically found out like who's doing it. So that's why it works on a train, because like there are so many people and it's just hard to know who's doing it to you, right? So a lot of people got misaccused of it when they literally didn't do anything. And some of them got arrested for it too. Because, like, you can seriously not know who's doing it. It's impossible. So, like, some people get, like, arrested for that too. And then they cannot defend themselves because some guy got an erection and tried running it on me once. What the fuck? What the So yeah, that happens, right? So in Japan though, there was like this one time before when a lot of people decided to come up with like a solution to this whole thing, chikan enzai. And this one guy said something like, if a girl starts like accusing you of touching her, then why don't you just claim to be gay? You can just tell her that you're gay. And if she ever says like you're BSing, then why don't you just show her pictures of like hot gay guys and your gay porn videos and your favorite gay whatever things, and the guy will SDF you. And I was like, that's actually smart. So I did that before to just protect myself, and I noticed like I never get accused, or like no girls never come near me because I'm cringy as hell. And I was like, oh man, I mean, okay, that didn't work out. I've never been accused of that, because again, like for some reason, when I get on the train and whatever, like girls freaking stay away from you. I don't know why. It's actually a thing. And I did that, yes. I did that, yeah. I actually freaking had like a lot of pee-pee pictures and stuff, just in case, so that I can say like, oh, I'm into guys, I'm not into girls. Like, what are you talking about? I look gay too. I mean, I look gay. People tell me that. And I can sound gay too, because I do like voice acting and stuff. I can go like, I mean, I'm gay. What are you talking about? I can act like that too. And I seriously am not interested in like touching girls like randomly. I'm not interested in that. So if I get accused of that, people cannot defend themselves, right? So I was like, yeah, right, I'm gonna do that too. And I did that, and nobody freaking accused me. Well, like, I noticed like girls don't even come close to me, so I was like, yeah, never mind, I'm gay. So I did something gay for the purpose of like protecting myself from basically nothing. So I was gay for a while. I freaking had like pee pictures and like I remember I googled like hot guy pictures and I freaking had a lot of like pictures on my phone. I deleted them all now, but to just freaking protect myself from like getting accused of touching girls, but I never experienced it. So I just became gay. That was freaking like, come to think of it, that was like the freaking most hilarious like thing I ever experienced. So thank you so much for the donation, milk tea. I'm sorry. When I see red things, pink things, like I freaking tend to scream and I cannot like, you know, stop doing it. But thank you so much for the donation. Love your videos. Keep up the good work, Sora. Thank you so much for telling me that. I really don't think my videos are even like worth your time, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And Solo Daisy, Sora gay confirmed. You can call me gay. Like I'm fine with it. Like, so you know how a lot of people just like don't like to be gay? But I feel like people in Japan literally don't care like if they are gay or not. Maybe some do. Maybe it's just like I don't literally care what people think about me. So, I mean, I'm probably just like, I'm just me and I don't care what others think of me. So like if you think I'm gay, then I'm gay. Like I don't really care because it's not gonna affect my life, right? So if people think I'm gay, then I'm gonna say I'm gay, yeah.
Vary from train line to train line, but this should give you a rough idea of when.
Yes. Like women only car. It's a thing, yes. And now I remember something hilarious. I went to Kyoto last year. So Japan's like this, right? It's like a dick-looking island, right? Like this. Chiba, I live in Chiba, and Chiba's here, and Kyoto's here. So Kyoto's kind of far from my place, right? And I went to Kyoto, and I actually streamed there, like for 3 days, 2 days. I forgot like how long I was there. And so after like all the things, I decided to. You went in the car, didn't you? Yes, I was in the car. I didn't know that. So the thing about it was like I was in the women only car, and then there was like this one old dude there who was freaking bald and he was freaking 50 something years old, right? And this one scary looking lady went up to him and she freaking touched his like shoulder like this, and she was like, "Get out." And he was like, "Oh, sorry," because like he noticed like he was in the women only car, right? And I was literally right next to him, and I was seriously, so the old guy was here and I was here, right? The girl saw me, but she didn't say anything to me, which means she thought I was a girl. And I'm like, okay then, I mean, I'm gay then, right? Yeah, you wanna tell the guy to just GTFO, but you're not gonna tell me anything. Yeah, I'm a girl, right? I get it, I'm a girl. I look like a girl, right? Like seriously, I get it. So, but yeah, I mean, I also got out of the car because, I mean, I was doing something I was not supposed to do, right? And I didn't know, like, it was a, like, women-only car, so I got out, obviously. But still, I was like, okay, then I'm a girl. Yeah, I'm a girl. Alright then. So.
To avoid the trains. Also, what a lot of travelers don't know is that usually the first or last cart of the train on weekday mornings are reserved for women only. This is because Japan has a huge problem with men groping women on trains, especially when they're packed on the train like marshmallows in a game of Chubby Bunny. Look for the pink signs on the cart, which also indicate the women only time. In this case, 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. So we're at a restaurant right now, and one of the things that I absolutely love about Japan is the non-tipping culture.
Why do people give tips to like stuff though? What if someone's not feeling well and train's full? We just don't get on a train? Non-clipping culture. No, tipping. Non-tipping is a thing in most of the world. Really? To appreciate people's hard work. Okay. Because they are underpaid. Yeah, in Japan it's not that, so yeah.
So what I mean about that is if you go to a restaurant or if you take a taxi, you never have to pay a tip. The price on the bill is the actual price you pay, and it's one of the things that I deeply appreciate. You save so much time not having to calculate the tip, and the service here is almost every time pretty good. At the same time, there's one thing you guys need to know is that there's hidden fees in some of the restaurants.
What? Women fees? Wait, what?
Same time they late the tip, and the service here is almost every time pretty good. At the same time, there's one thing you guys need to know is that there's hidden fees in some
Hidden fees. Hidden fees.
of the restaurants.
Hidden fees, yes, hidden fees. Not women. Yeah. I was like, what? hidden fees. そう、お通しとかね。お通しとか、あとあれっすね。なんだっけ、水料金とか取る人ですね、多分。
It's called a toshidai, or in English, the table charge. Prices vary from place to place.
投資、おー、すげえ、やっぱ当ててる。日本にめちゃくちゃ詳しい人だ。多分日本人だろうけど、でも、
But ranges from
そこからお通しが一番最初に出てくるのはマジですごいと思う。
300 yen to the upper end of 1,000 yen per person at nicer places. You'll actually be able to spot it right away. When you sit down at the table before ordering drinks or food, the waiter will bring you a small dish. Once
The US, wait staff at restaurants in the US make around $2 an hour. The restaurant uses tips to make their salary. I heard that's what people do in the States, yeah. In Japan, we don't do that though. So Sora, please be my master so I can get some cringy scholarship. I didn't want to say this, but can I just mention something? Something? So you have it's not that I'm roasting you or anything, but your name is Uchiwa Itachi, which is from Naruto, and you said be my master and cringy, like all the words together. I don't know if you're memeing or if you're serious, but if you're memeing, you are really good at that. But yeah, so.
you see the small dish, then you know there's going to be a table charge. It's very Japanese in a way. They'll make you pay for a table charge, but they'll actually give you something in return. General rule is if it's a fast food place, ramen shop, or restaurant serving set lunch courses, then you don't have to worry about the table charge. Otherwise, expect a table charge. But you really need...
Thank you, Andrew Bastos. To be honest, it's smart as well for customers to pay a waiter's wages instead of the employer. It is messed up still. It's like this in most states. They are paid minimum wage in addition to tips. Yeah, so I heard it's like you have to get tips to survive there in the States, like in some states. We don't need tips to survive, and that's kind of why we don't get tips. But if we ever get tips, we'll be happy. We'll be like, hell yeah, free money, why not? So.
You need to be careful of the sneaky izakayas that make you order a certain number of dishes as well as charge you a table charge. They're usually the ones advertising in front of the stores for a ridiculously cheap amount of money, like 1,000 yen, all you can eat, all you can drink, or something like that. Even
that cheap? Isn't that usually like 2,000 yen, like 20, like $18, $17?
places like this advertise 500 yen pizzas will have a table
What?
charge, and they'll make you
Pizza 500 yen? Wait, so $1 is like 136 now, right? 33? So it's like only $3, $4. Wow. Not in Tokyo, maybe. It's usually in Tokyo though. It's usually in Tokyo. Cause I mean, can I tell you why it's probably in Tokyo? Because this guy obviously filmed this video, right? Look at his name. Look at his name. And if this clip is not from Tokyo, then that's just boom.
Also order one drink, so no matter what, you are paying at least 1,000 yen to eat at the place. I know it's not much to some of you, but I still think it's a bit sneaky. Let's talk about hotel fees in Japan. And if you guys have looked and searched for
Am I really freaking getting an ad in English? Does YouTube think I'm a weeb or something? Or what the hell is this? Dude, I'm in Japan. Right, I'm watching a video about Japan, but this is seriously, what is this? Japan marketing? Now people freaking tell me like I'm a weeb everywhere. But you're American. Yeah, I'm American. I live in the States. I live in Japantown.
hotel rates, you might have found that it's quite expensive, but what you may not know initially is that more often than not, hotels in Japan charge per person instead of per room. So I could see how...
Yeah, I noticed it recently too. Isn't it kind of not fair though? You think the room is like super cheap, so you freaking like book the room like, you know, with like your friends and whatever, right? And you notice like it's per person, so you have to like pay more. Yeah, per person. Yeah. So that actually makes sense. Maybe, but like, you get hyped up, right? You see some like a room for like freaking like $100, and then you go like, oh, so it will be like $50 if we just like go there, both of us together, and you go there, and you notice like it's per person. So, thank you, Mongeko Kenshi, bro. I live in the Bronx, and a pizza plus one drink is $1. What the fuck? That's cheap. Some people in Japan recently got arrested for booking a room as one person but letting for stay. That's smart.
having a minor add-on charge for an additional person staying at their room, but doubling the rate for an additional person seems a bit excessive to me. I don't know about you guys, it may really depend on the country you're coming from, but I'm from the US and we really don't have rooms doubling in rate when you have 2 people versus 1. The only time this makes sense to me is when you go to a Japanese ryokan or onsen hotel and they include dinner and breakfast as
That reminds me of something. So like I went to Kyoto by myself, right? I freaking stayed in Kyoto and I booked this like hotel room in Kyoto, right? It was basically $40 a day, a night, a day, I forgot. So it was like a room for 2 people. So like what they probably wanted me to do was to bring somebody with me. So they'll like at least make like $80 profit. But I freaking went there by myself actually. So I got to use like this freaking huge room by myself for $40. Wrecked! US dollars, no, in Japanese yen. It was like 4,230 something yen, but
part of the room rate. In this case, an additional dinner and breakfast would need to be prepared for that extra person, hence doubling the overall cost. Anyway, so I don't see Japan changing their business practice anytime soon, so it may be affordable to look at
so
other...
I got no friends. It was like, so even if like I had friends to go there with, it was, I mean, I'm from Chiba, right? Going to Kyoto from Chiba's freaking, it's kind of like a pain in the neck. Like nobody would do that. Like I told Hiraki about it. Like after going to Kyoto, and I told Hiraki, like I was like, hey, I went to Kyoto, and he freaking told me like I must be actually crazy and desperate, and I was like, no, but yeah, so.
services like Airbnb for couples and families, or for singles you might want to check out capsules or youth hostels.
Yeah, so if you're like a single person, like if you just don't have any friends, like you are supposed to like use these places, but I freaking booked it without knowing like that was for freaking, families.
And
How far is it from Chiba? I took a bullet train and it was like 4 hours or something. I don't know how far it is actually. And Solar Dizzy, is that all hotels or only ones in Tokyo? Not sure about that. You might have to like look it up yourself because I'm not really sure. Because I don't know like if all hotels are like that or not. Because I'm not really an expert when it comes down to it. So.
number 10,
平日ならラブホが安い。でもラブホに行くのってめちゃくちゃ恥ずかしくないですか？リアルな話。
Cooperate with the police. Wow, this has been like such a hot and long day trying to film this.
He's freaking recording this in front of a police station. He's a Chad! And that's freaking in Shibuya too! He's a Chad!
I'm so glad we made it through, so let's just start. This may actually be a no-brainer, especially if you're coming from a foreign country. But what you might not understand is the laws are very different here in Japan and how the police interpret those laws. So whatever rights you think you have, you might want to put that on hold when you come to Japan. One of those rights is your right to privacy. Police here in Japan have the rights to stop you, check your ID, and ask you questions just if they think you look suspicious.
いやー、ラブホ恥ずかしいけど金ない時にはしょうがない。金ない時だったら満喫行きませんか？ラブホ選びます？金ないっつったら満喫だった気がするんだけどな、俺の場合。And that Keith, yeah, Mondo, thank you, just tuned in. It just seems there are a lot of things you can't do in Japan. Both. There are a lot of things you can do in Japan and you cannot do in Japan. But yeah.
Might sound ridiculous, but that's just how it is in Japan. And if you don't cooperate, there's a high chance that they can detain you and hold you in the police box.
They say that, right? But this only like freaking applies to like foreigners, by the way. I think. I've never experienced that myself. Is he gay? Me? If you think I'm gay, I'm gay. Yeah, why not? I mean, a lot of people ask me if I'm gay or not, like in every streams. I'm gay. Yes, I'm gay. Should I just like freaking change my name to Israel Gay? No, why? Wait, what do you mean? But if you are curious if I'm gay or not, I mean, yeah, why not? I'm gonna be gay. Yeah, probably for foreigners, yes.
Like the one behind me right here. In fact, I've been stopped a few times throughout my 15 years in Japan, and talking with my other friends who live in Tokyo, they've been stopped as well.
Ooh, he got stopped for recording. Ooh.
If you guys have any experience with the police in Japan, let me know in the comment section. So the moral of the story is, if you get stopped by the police, just cooperate with them. If you don't want to get
ガチで言ってる。ガチで言ってるというのは、自分がゲイかってことですか？それだけ？いや、リアルな話をすると、自分のチャンネルって、so like, I mean, now freaking people are just like telling me like I just came out of the closet. Now again, like seriously, like on my channel, people freaking asking me if I'm gay or not, like in every stream I do, or like in every video I do. The thing about it was like, so I just go to like any of my videos, right, and just search gay. There's like at least one comment that's asking me if I'm gay or not. So, and the thing about it was like, so in 2019, I used to say like, no, I don't think so, right? I was like, no. And then people told me something like, why are you desperate? You look sus. Are you still gay? But somehow in the closet? And I was like, right, okay, if you are gonna think I'm gay, just even though I just literally said, like, I don't think so, I'm gonna be gay again. Then, so yeah, I mean, since then, like, I've been just telling everybody I'm gay if you think I'm gay, because...
held up for any longer, even if you didn't do anything wrong. And always carry your ID or at least a copy of it. Oh, and if they do ask to search your pockets, yes, it's actually not legal for them to check it, but if you don't allow them to search your pockets, again, they might treat you as suspicious and hold you in the police box. So if you guys don't want any trouble, just cooperate with the police. I know it sounds a bit strange, but it'll save you a lot of time in the long run. All right.
Yeah, there are some people like who just try to kind of confront, but you don't have to. You can just like be like, okay, this is my ID, this is why I'm here, can I go home and touch myself to Justin Bieber? And yeah, they'll like, yeah, sure. I mean, I did that before. So but I've been streaming for like freaking 2 hours. I have to get off now. And as thank you, start your next video from the closet for symbolism. I'll think about it. But yeah, I guess that's it for today. So thank you so much for coming to the stream, everybody. I will just try to read everything for a bit. The comments, I mean. Then I'm gonna get off because people think I'm gay. People think I'm gay. You're welcome, cutie. Are you methodical? What's up, methodical? If we call you gay, that doesn't that make us gay? Looked up the definition of Sora. Well, I mean, according to Urban Dictionary, the definition of celebrity role is like gay. So. Heard pizza in Japan isn't that good. I'll talk about it sometime in the future. I'll probably even get it on stream too, because I kind of want pizza. Pizza! Speedrun! So are you going to touch yourself up to stream? No. I don't know. さっきのふざけてました。わかります。I kinda want to do it, yeah, that sounds fun. It will never be accurate. It might be accurate sometime in the future, but like there will be some mistranslations in what I just said. Because of like how different Japanese and English are. This gay joke is getting old, that ain't no one problem. I know. I mean, it's whatever. If people think I'm gay, then I'm gay. Maybe. Let's see. Gay pizza. What are you doing Thursday? I'm not really sure. Let's see. Sex burger? I actually want to get that, yeah. 新宿に、てか割とありますよね、渋谷とかの方に行くと。さっきめちゃくちゃ驚いてたけど、ぶっちゃけ見たことあるっていう。なんなら普通に食べたことあるし。Pizza radio. I don't know if there's like a demand for it or not, but nope. Oh, I chipped my teeth the other day. One of my teeth freaking got chipped the other day. いつも動画楽しんでます。ありがとうございます。基本キモいことしかしてないですけど。I want to, yeah. I'm gonna just like read 3 more minutes. Read comments for 3 more minutes and I'm gonna get off. What did you do? Which one? What? Chipped? Yeah, one of them. One of them. Like I think I was like freaking eating some fried chicken or something. And one of them freaking got chipped. And I was like, what the fuck? My hobbies, I have like a lot of hobbies. I like playing games, I like watching Naruto, I like watching Attack on Titan. I like to study Japanese. And I like to watch anime, yeah. And I like to watch hentai, yes. How was the new house so far? It's actually great. The neighbors here are freaking chill too, so like I don't really have any problems, like everything here is actually amazing. Like there are freaking restaurants and supermarkets everywhere, so I don't have to worry about eating stuff. Yes, thank you. Have you ever been to Japan? Yes, I've been to Japan, and yeah, people there were awesome. They told me my Japanese is bad, but yeah. I stream on like Thursdays and Sundays at 12 p.m. in Japan time, so. 日本の仕事をしたことありますか？ありますよ。普通に先生やってたし前。って言っても英会話ですが。No。それさんの配信面白いです。ありがとうございます。でも今日本当何もしてなかったんで。なんだろうな、でも面白いって思っていただけるのは嬉しいですけど、今日本当に何もしてないですよね。なんかしてるとき本当にキモいことしてるけど、今日はマジThank you so much for the donation, Levan X Dentist Funds. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it, and I'm really sorry for screaming like that. So, are you planning on revisit in Japan? Yes. You speak English so well. Are you American? I'm American. Yes. Maybe not. I kind of actually want to just make it completely black. Yes. So. And Christian, thank you. Did you learn Japanese on Rosetta Stone? Yes. It was a great website. Thanks, Dick. don't think it's gonna be fun though for like viewers probably. Let's see. My ears, I know, yeah. I think I just mentioned this like a little bit ago, but you having this name and talking about voice acting career, I know you were just like asking me a question in like all capital letters. It's kind of interesting to me, so but I'm gonna just answer your question because I mean you are amazingly typical and I think it's amazing. So the life as a voice actor in Japan is basically like, if you just want to be a voice actor for anime and whatever, it's gonna be hard because like there are so many voice actors already in Japan, right? So there's no spot for you to do work in Japan anymore that much. But if you somehow find a way to get through, you can get a lot of like offers. In my case, what I decided to do was like, I noticed there aren't a lot of voice actors who can do translations and who can also record things by themselves, who also know how to edit things by themselves. I have like all like the skills. I can talk to my clients in English and Japanese both. I can do translations. And so what I decided to do was I decided to do voiceovers and voice acting for the people outside of Japan. And oh, thank you, Love Chat XYZ, best adult dating site. Thank you so much for that thing again. Bye. Again, I'm a virgin, and all the people here are weebs, and nobody's interested in your website because everybody here is only interested in anime. And me, the guy who you are kind of trying to trick, is a virgin. And thank you, E-Man, for Kim-san. Do live stream on GTSA. I'll think about it. Yeah, I'll think about it. So, what have you voiced before? A lot of things. 日本人の方いたらめちゃくちゃ分かりやすいのいますけど、あれ最近聞きません？なんだっけ？なんだって！織田信長といえば、ここに巨頭を置いてそのこうのどうのこうのと。君なら戦国を統一できるか？あれ全部自分です。Goji Bowan, thank you. What did you have for lunch with the money I gave you? I just got, what did I get? Gyoza. I got gyoza and rice and some salad actually today. But thank you so much for the donation. And Jellyfish, can you do Roblox live stream? I'll think about it. But thank you so much for the donation though, either way. Thank you so much. I might actually do it because I asked the Methodical to do it with me. But yeah. And 日本人の方だけに言うと他のやつだけど最近やったのあれだな、あれやりましたよ。なんだっけあれ。あれ。アリ王国みたいなやつ。あとなんだっけあれ。くそーこんなんじゃ破産しちまうってやつ。あとなんだっけな。最近魔剣伝説そうやってないの。あれ来なくなりましたね。魔剣伝説ってもう終わったんじゃないかな。さっきの BGM、あれは自分の曲でI don't have a life っていう曲です。そうです。はい。I'm gonna read it later. I just didn't want to like keep reading them like on my stream because yeah. So, but I'm gonna read them all later. And as thank you, please GF application. If you want me to just read them now, because I'm gonna get off soon. So yeah, sure. Let's do it. Let me actually hide it. All right. I could log in to see it. Okay. Please. Did you literally just make this account just to like freaking troll me? Oh, you did. You did. Okay, and thank you so much for the donation though. Again, Gojibo1, can you impersonate Elmo for the rest of the stream? I'm not gonna do it for the rest of the stream, but Elmo, I don't know what he sounds like. Yeah, I don't really think that's what he sounds like. Okay, so let me just get off, but before that, can I just do that? Because I have a soundproof. It's not raining anymore. Can't wait to send you cash, so you don't have to send me cash to like ask me questions. You can just like ask me anything. I don't know if I can answer your questions, because like a lot of people ask me questions, but like non-anime related, but I'm sure you'll be glad to have subject beside middle-aged weebs and kids. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so do you change personality when switching languages? I switch personality super hard whether I'm on YouTube or not. Like that's just one thing my friends mention like every time I talk to them. Like I get that from everybody. Sing Stars of Vegas. Oh, yeah, it sounds weird, yeah. Oh, new video soon tomorrow. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna get off because I actually have things to do. Oh, These are the stars that we saw there together. I wanna show you share with me that tonight. I hope you will remember this moment. It won't last so much longer, so I cherish every moment here tonight. I saw the lights through my screens, warm like a blanket, everything you got. You see this feeling like I am part of the world you have. Over there you show the world you come around into me and in me to the world that you are in. The stars dissolving us lit up and I got covered with your warmth, though I was not there. In me to the world that you are in. The stars dissolving us lit up that day tonight. The screens went black and there was no sound, but they are here forever. The stars of Vegas, not lights and the water show. I have them now in my heart here forever. Warm like a look at everything you got. You see this feeling like I am part of the world you have. Over there you show. Fuck my ass, please, my ass, it's so tight. Okay, so I'm gonna get off now. Thank you so much for coming to the stream, everybody. I'm gonna take a shower and I'm gonna get some stuff done. So bye bye, everybody. I'm gonna upload something new tomorrow. So it's gonna be cringy. So if you don't like cringy stuff, you don't have to watch it, by the way. But take care, everybody. Bye bye. See ya.